Do you find your daughter just going along with the crowd? Does she go with the flow and allow friends to speak for her? Does your teen girl keep quiet about her own opinions with her friends, even if she doesn't agree? You know, Mama, I know your desire is to have your girl be confident in herself and have a voice where she's unafraid to speak up. Maybe it's the one thing that keeps her from having authentic friendships and finding friends that respect her opinions. Well, today, I'm going to help you with 3 ways you can guide your daughter to have her own voice. One thing I love to do on top of doing this podcast and serving you mamas is also helping moms one-on-one in the weeds, raising their tween or teen girl. Mamas who feel all of a sudden disconnected with their once young, cuddly girl and now entering the tween stage and have no clue what to do with her. So I got a chance to talk to one of my moms, and this is what she said. I was in a bad place with my 14-year-old daughter this summer when I decided to take the bold move to enroll onto the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. After as little as 2 weeks into the course, I learned how to communicate more effectively with my 14-year-old daughter. I feel now I have the tools to handle conversations better and approach my daughter with love, empathy, and without judgment, something I honestly struggled with before. The result, my daughter recently told me I am her safe person. Wow, we are enjoying a closeness now that I would only have dreamt of before. It's a work in progress, but I have the tools now. Thanks to Jeannie, I am beyond grateful for this. Absolutely amazing to see how quick my friend Carly got her results in as little as 2 weeks and started to see the changes in her daughter and the way she interacted with her daughter simply by shifting the way she needed to interact with her girl. This level of connection bridged in just a few short weeks of Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. You're probably wondering what exactly is in the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. I'm a visual person, so I get you. I like to be able to visualize exactly what I'm getting into, and I like seeing the steps to fully grasp what I would be learning. So I totally get it. So here it is. In this course, you get access to 5 modules, which you can complete at your own pace. Typically, they are about 1 week each. You have access to a private Facebook Mom Tribe community. You get a workbook containing your communication action plan and notes from the modules. Plus, I'm not done, 2 bonuses. Not 1, but 2, 52 dates, ideas with your daughter, 11-page resource guide, and never run out of things to talk about with your daughter. Endless questions in various topics you can ask your girl. I believe in equipping moms with resources and tools ready at hand's length to use and utilize at any given time. So if you are still trying to grasp what this all looks like, I get you. Come and visit talktoyourteengirl.com where I lay it out all for you. I'll see you there. I've shared this a couple of times growing up. I grew up in a family culture where children were not allowed to speak up. We weren't allowed to speak at the dinner table or join in on adult conversations. I've grown to think children's opinions really didn't carry much value, or at least I felt that way when I was not allowed to talk. It carried over into my parenting, honestly, until we started to homeschool and started going to church. I've learned that any voice, including those coming from small mouths, mattered, right? I had to change the way I was parenting my kids. You know, before I started homeschooling, before I started going to church, I didn't allow my kids to talk. It was adult conversation and adult conversation only. They only are able to speak unless spoken to. And usually those type of conversations were busy telling them what to do, right? And then it wasn't, and I'm so grateful looking hindsight about how we were led to homeschool and how church has really impacted my view on allowing voices like my kids to matter. We made sure that we connected at the dinner table. I adapted this from a close friend of ours. Every night at dinner, when the kids were younger, we would answer this question: what made you mad, glad, or sad today? And everyone at that table had to speak, including my dad, yes, the one who didn't allow us to speak at the dinner table, and every single one of my kids. And also homeschooling. Homeschooling had allowed us opportunity for their voices to shine on topics we studied in history, literature, and science. They took charge of their learning and were able to share their opinions, their thoughts, and their reflections on what we've learned. And now I'm not saying you have to homeschool to get your daughter to share her opinions and get confident in having her voice. However, I do believe that it really does start in the home. I'm giving you 3 ways that you can do that right now, Mama. Now you may not like these answers, okay? So love me, but bear through what I have to say because it will make sense. And like my parents, may challenge your thoughts on teens speaking up in your home. If you are frustrated with how to get your teenage daughter to open up to you because all you want is to connect with her as you once did, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Jeannie Baldomero, a former rebellious teen, now mom of 3 young adults, educator, and the mom mentor, equipping you to create open communication with your girl so she can come to you about anything, even if she's scared. So grab your oat milk latte, breathe, and let's do this together. Okay, here's my first point. One of the best ways you can help your daughter develop her own voice is by creating a space at home where she feels free to share her thoughts. That means letting her express an opinion, even if it's one that you don't agree with, even if it's one that you cringe at, even if it's one that you're just like, I just want to change her mind. And I know, Mama, it's going to be hard not to correct her right away, especially if you think she's way off base. But the goal isn't to win the argument. It's to show her that her voice matters. If she can share her true thoughts with you without fear of being shut down, she'll start to believe that her voice deserves to be heard in other places too, like with her friends and her teachers and her peers, right? I remember college, even high school. High school, I was on the debate team. College, I remember we had a writing class that ended up being, there was a project that we were doing and it was a debate and we were allowed to voice our opinions in a healthy way without being criticized, ridiculed, or judged, but in a way that we were challenged, right? It was a safe space for us to debate in a healthy way, to be able to voice our opinions without feeling shamed or blamed or judged in the wrong way, just for simply sharing your opinion that may be different. I remember those days and I want to bring back those healthy debates, don't you? It was a way for us to share our voice. And I think that might be something that must be missing, right? Point number 2, respect her boundaries. Another way you can guide your daughter is by teaching her that no is a complete sentence. If she tells you she's uncomfortable with something, instead of pushing past it, ask her why, and then respect her choice. By honoring her no at home, you're reinforcing her that her feelings and limits are important. This teaches her that her boundaries deserve respect, not only from you, but from her friends, her peers, and eventually from anyone who chooses to be in a relationship with her. When she learns this at home, she'll be more confident in standing firm in other areas of her life. And a third way to help your daughter have her own voice is to encourage her to practice speaking up in smaller, safe environments. Maybe it's asking her to place her own order at a restaurant. Oh my gosh. Okay. Seriously. It's almost like they would rather die than have to speak to somebody at the cash register or ask for help. Sharing her opinion at a family discussion would be good, or encouraging her to speak up to a coach or a teacher directly instead of you doing it for her. Right? If she had a conflict or she needs to speak to someone, have her do it without you being in the conversation. These small moments build her confidence. Each time she practiced speaking for herself in low stakes situation, she gains the courage to do it when the stakes feel higher, like when she's with her friends or everyone's going along with the crowd. It's okay for her to build that confidence slowly but surely, because when she is put in situations like that, she's able to voice her opinion because she's practiced that in smaller, safer environments. Okay, Mama, I hope you still are my friend after giving these 3 ways, especially with my second point about allowing her to say no. Of course, you want to discern that no, but at the same time, right? Understanding why and allowing her to keep her boundaries is what we really want in order for her to develop her voice. Here's your reminder. Your daughter's voice matters too, and you play a huge role in helping her believe that. Let her shape her thoughts, even when you don't agree. That's another time for you to slowly have a discussion on that, right? But just allow her to share her thoughts, whether it be right or wrong. Remember, she's in a developmental stage, trying to search who she is, looking for independence, discovering who she is in this world, and her thoughts and beliefs now may not necessarily be the same later, right? As she matures and as she experiences more things, her thoughts and beliefs may differ from what you are receiving right now. So respect her boundaries and her no, and give her plenty of opportunities to practice speaking in a safe space. Okay? Now, here's your challenge for the week. Pick just one of these 3 areas, and intentionally create a moment for your daughter to practice it. Maybe it's having her order her own food at the cash register. Or maybe tonight at dinner, you ask her what she thinks about a current event and really listen. Or next time she says no to something, pause and respect it without pushing back. Start small, but be consistent. Those little choices will build her courage to use her voice in a bigger way. Mama, I'm right there with you. And if you feel stuck still because you feel like your relationship is not at this point, or it's very hard to establish that right now, maybe you're struggling with some situations or some issues with allowing her to say no because of past circumstances that you've experienced with her. Maybe Talk to Your Teen Girl framework would be the next step for you to be able to work towards allowing her to have this voice, right? It starts with creating a safe space, and that's what we do and teach you step by step in the framework for you to have her be more comfortable, right? To take on the safe space you're creating with her so that she can share the things that you want her to share, and how you can react to it in a way that will keep her coming, sharing with you. And really, maybe you're struggling with some of the things that you grew up with, or some of the things of like, but I can't allow her to think that way, right? Maybe that's keeping you from allowing her to voice her opinion because you want to correct it right away. Then jump into Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. There is a way to do that and do all of that, right? There's a way for her to voice her opinion, yet guide her. And Talk to Your Teen Girl framework allows you to do that in a systematic way. And if that's you right now and you're like, yes, I need that help, then go to talktoyourteengirl.com and check it out. I invite you. I'll see you next time. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media, or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me at raisingherconfidently.com. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.